Welcome back to The Watch. So, you guys heard about the whole SssniperWolf Jack's film stuff?
Yeah. Interesting things have happened.
Interesting.
Scary things. I wouldn't say interesting is a bit of a understatement, I think.
Like, what was going through her head? Why, in what realm does it possess someone to think that this is a good idea?
Yeah, how detached from society do you need to be to think this is okay?
Privileged? Is that the word you're looking
Privilege,
for?
yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
word too.
I also think it's a sign of the type of people that can't handle backlash, criticism and stuff. And so they just wanted to stop. And then, of course, you know, because it did come off like a subtle threat / taunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So there's a couple of different things here. Yeah. First off, don't ever show up at someone's house. It's just the most...
Well,
it's...
We're assuming our audience even knows what's going on.
Yeah, okay. So, all right.
If you clicked in the video, I feel like you might have some context.
SssniperWolf versus Jack's Films are two very large YouTube creators. Basically, he made a series saying that she steals content. And there is a wider discussion to be had about...
She's a React YouTuber, but the lowest effort React YouTuber. And basically...
So low that he created a bingo game of reactions and can...
And every reaction she's doing, you're getting at least 5 to 8 things checked off. Like, it is not very original content.
Which, as a content creator, is like... I would take that as an insult. I would take that as an insult if that's possible.
Doing new stuff.
Yeah. And she got very upset about these things.
Yeah, because Jack's... he has been criticizing low-quality React content for a while. Wasn't he the guy that also called out Jinx as well for...
I'm not sure about that.
So Jinx was a React content back in the day. He got pretty big, and he barely did. He was just like... And I'm pretty sure it was Jack's film that decided to react to Jinx's React.
Right.
And he just stands there doing the exact thing with a smile. With it. And so he's been calling out this crap for a while. And, you know, good on him, though. I think there's an interesting conversation we can have about just the React stuff. And he's been ripping her a new one, making video content, just showing how low effort it is.
Yeah.
She's obviously getting really bothered by it. And then she was doing some type of shoot where she was near his home address.
Yep.
And she decides to show his home address, well, show his house on stream.
No, it was on a Instagram post. So it's kind of like a...
I thought she was streaming on TikTok or Instagram or something.
No, I think it was like a
Just a video, I think it was.
Now, this is... First off, she is very... Like, we're talking like 30 million subs. Crazy big. And how much of that is children? I would say a large part, to be honest. But anyway, on Instagram, I think she has like 5 million or something, which is... These are crazy numbers.
Yes.
So posting someone's address or someone's house and then framing it as this guy's a creep and is harassing me and stuff like that to a largely male audience. She's a very attractive woman. So, like, there's a lot of layers here where it's like, this is just... You don't do this. What else can you say?
You say she's an attractive woman.
Yeah.
I've watched so little of her content. SssniperWolf. We just need to confirm.
We need to fact check this, folks.
Yes. Fact checking on. It's all makeup. She's sorry.
Anyways, completely not the point. But
she's on the Pokemon level where makeup is doing most of the lifting.
okay, so we're gonna so we want all the smoke today. So that's what we're doing. All right, let's go. Drama.
What? Women rate guys all the time. Why can't I didn't throw out a number.
It wasn't even a part of what it was very little because it adds a little bit. I mean, I'm not gonna say
like that.
Anyways, she showed up to this guy's house, posted it to all of her followers, and then framed it in the context that he was harassing her, blah, 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 which is a very dangerous thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And everybody, I would say everybody in every sphere has basically said, yeah, this is, you can't do this. You do not do this.
I think it's against YouTube's terms of service in like a severe.
But what I mean is like a lot of people who obviously aren't on the same teams don't agree with it. But everybody can kind of go, this is
the
not...
internet is uniting. There's like, it's actually interesting. One of the few things that unites many internet peoples is
Doxing.
That, but also low effort React content. It's like everyone. Did you guys follow the arc with XQC guy and also Hassan? How they just they leave their chair and let their stream play. And Mauler had a great arc just calling it out. He ended up having a stream with like Destiny and having a debate with XQC. And my gosh, I did not know anything about QBC. But that whole arc, listening to him try to justify his position, wow, did he show his intelligence level in those exchanges?
Yes, I agree. I'm not defending here. I was just want to make my position clear. I find pretty much most of reaction content a bit of an issue because it's always them watching an entire video in its entirety, and I know that they transform it. It's complicated. I'm sorry.
I'm interested because, like, I love detailed response react type content.
Yes,
like,
but a lot of it's not that. Like when we look at a lot of the videos that get reacted to, the biggest sort of videos, we're talking like 20-minute, 30-minute videos. And as creators, we know how much effort would go in to create this video. To react to a video is so much easier.
Well, it's funnily enough, I recently did a react video.
We know.
With Oz. Yeah.
Yeah, we were filming other stuff. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Took 3 hours.
Yeah, I know.
3.5 hours.
I know. We had work to do. Yeah, I know.
I also think there's a difference between reaction content and analysis.
Yes.
Because I think all these reaction critics are just watching going, like they're
Look
actually,
at that.
they're just reacting.
And then they just add a commentary. Oh, they're ripping something off the thing, or and they just voice what's happening in front of everyone. And it's, like that is.
You're not analyzing, you're adding no depth to it. But actual other reactions will still give depth or different opinions, or they'll like meme it up more. So it's like adding on to what's already been created. Where like these people who make like XQC and stuff, it's just blank faced. You're watching it with them like you're watching it with a friend, and there's no development.
Because there's also the other issue, which is, I would say, an even bigger issue, is it's hijacking the algorithm. So what it does is you're basically a really popular video getting hundreds of millions of views, whatever it is, and then you react to it, put your face over someone else's thumbnail, title it with all the same keywords, and then when people search for it, they go to your video rather than the original video, and this whole trickle down. I do not believe in that.
I'm with you in part because when it's so low tier react content where they're just basically going wow, right? Their react is basically a replacement of the original content. People who watch that with them without really adding anything to it, they're never going to watch the thing because they basically watched it with what they perceive as a friend, which is the parasocial relationship. And that's the difference between, I guess, I'm trying to, because it's kind of what you were saying, where you watch it versus analyze it. Like it's like a watch together versus an actual response react.
Video essay or something as well.
Yeah. And so this type of content and XQC, SssniperWolf and all that, it feels like these are just watch togethers.
Yeah.
And if it's a watch together, you're literally just basically grabbing someone else's content to present to your own audience because you're not adding anything interesting apart from company. But that's the odd thing. That's why the React content actually does so well.
Does well, yeah.
Yeah, because people like watching things with other people.
I agree. There's some creators, like for example, Asmongold. I love Asmongold's content. I like his reacts, but the issue I was finding was I'm subscribed to a lot of the original creators that he would react to. I'd watch the original creators video and then I'd see a reaction and I'm like, I don't really want to watch it because he's going to watch the video in its entirety. And that's not, he's one of the people who actually like
does a good job. He
gets permission. He does all these sorts of things. And he even had to strike up a bargain with another YouTuber where he's like, he wouldn't do a react within a certain amount of days because as soon as he reacted to a video, that original video.
Really? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
With the Act Man, when he reacted to one of his videos tracking as it would, as soon as Asmongold reacted, boom. So they came to an agreement. It's like, you can react to it, just got to wait a couple of days until it's done its thing in the algorithm. So that's my issue with with React content. It is stealing content. I agree that there is analyzing. I agree.
It low level is stealing, but the fair use thing makes it.
Oh yeah. When you add when you actually do but when people watch a video in its entirety and it's not that much longer than the original video, I just feel weird about it.
Yeah, I agree. That does seem like...
And it's always them putting their face over a thumbnail. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah. Now, SssniperWolf, she really strikes me as someone who doesn't have much interesting things to say. And...
we can play some bingo and find out.
Yeah, that's right. And, if anyone thinks there's no such thing as female privilege, what there is just people sometimes get luck of the draw, there's just privilege, and it's called the halo effect. And both guys get it and both girls get it as well. But when I see someone like this, it's like she's not adding much apart from maybe some thirsty guys who want company and build and get a parallel social relationship by watching something with it. And so you can tell that.
But even that, if you watch the actual content she makes, it's for children. It is children's content.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I've watched clips of it. I
just
have not
imagine that.
wanted to give myself a brain enema to the point
but
of
just imagine that one
watching
clip
content
over and over again.
Yeah,
That's all it is. Content is generous.
And it's interesting that the type of person that you can see defaults to this content, right, seems to also it doesn't surprise me that it's that type of person who would do something so astronomically stupid and narcissistic as dox someone and not know how to handle backlash and criticism online.
Well, I think it's also sphere. Let's say she's in more of a younger audience demographic.
Yeah.
What backlash are you really going to deal with that very often?
Well, not from the core audience. Clearly, the core audience doesn't give a crap. They're watching her stuff anyway.
Exactly. But I've never really seen much drama around this. So then all of a sudden when an outside creator starts creating drama and then all of a sudden it starts exploding, this is probably the first time she's ever had to deal with this level of criticism.
Well, I mean, people have been criticizing her React content for a while. When the XQC stuff came in, she was referenced as also an awful low-tier React content creator. And so creators have been criticizing her for a while just because she's come on my radar, only for the criticism.
Right.
Because I don't watch her type of content, never come across her. And so it's the only time she
Really,
came
Shad?
up.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, shocking stuff, right? And so ridiculous that she would do this. And it's such a, like I said, a massive sign of narcissism and not knowing how to handle certain things. So the next kind of thought is what should happen to her. And according to YouTube terms of service, do you reckon it's justified for her being banned off the platform?
Yeah, there's very little things where you'd be like, 0 tolerance, blah, blah. Doxing is
that should be zero.
There's no joke with
tolerance.
That.
Well, it can lead to if someone gets your address, and even though it's you can find the address, if you make it easier for idiots online to get it by you presenting it to them, right? It opens up to swatting. People have literally been killed from swatting, okay? And so swatting is attempted murder. I agree with that take. If you try and swat someone, that is an act of attempted murder because that is where it can logically lead to. And so, she might try and argue against it, but we know the internet.
Yeah.
And what did she actually say with the post?
I don't know.
It's let's talk about this like adults.
Let's talk like adults. That's it. Yeah.
And then added him and then had his house filmed.
Yeah. Because it seems like a subliminal nod to her audience. She might say not, but you could read that this is hey, now you know where he lives kind of
There's
thing.
no subliminal here. I'm talking when you have 5 million people on your Instagram and you post a photo of someone else's house with the context, this guy's harassing me. I'm sorry. There's no message.
And there is definitely a thought/simp dichotomy, perhaps, with some of her audience.
You sure about that? I don't know.
I don't know what's giving me that impression. It's just I have a sixth sense for these things. It's not like it's slapped in front of your face or anything. So then, will YouTube actually do anything?
I think they will.
You reckon they will? I hope so. But oftentimes when stuff like this happens on platforms that have shown clear signs of favoritism, like on Twitch, when the good-looking girls do something, right, they don't get banned at all, or they only get suspended for a couple of days. But if a guy oftentimes did even anything close to it, bang, they get fully nuked.
You're right. This is the thing, is YouTube is very favorable in terms of sizing. Now, take Shadowverse, for example. You would think people watching probably think, that's a massive YouTube channel. It's really not. It's big, for sure, but 30 million, 35 million.
Yeah, that's massive.
That's Goliath.
Yeah.
YouTube banning that type of account, I don't know. I originally, my original thought is, of course they are. It's against the terms of service. Everybody in the YouTube community is like, bro, get rid of her. But then I remembered, oh wait, 30 million. That's a big number. That's a lot of ad revenue. That's a lot of everything.
Yeah. And I mean, you know what she's doing? She's technically stealing a lot of TikTok content and bringing those views over to YouTube.
Which YouTube would be very happy about.
YouTube, I think YouTube might not have any problem with people stealing TikTok content to make it YouTube consumable. So YouTube might not do a thing. Isn't that sad?
But here's the thing, though. I feel like if they did ban her, someone else would come in and replace her like in an instant.
Pretty quickly. I mean, that's what's happened. Like Jinx moved on, and then we eventually get an Hassan or XQC or SssniperWolf and everything. There is an interest in this type of content, which is bizarre, but you can understand because of the whole watch together thing. But also there's another value that I think a lot of people find. Why are we so damn lazy in the world? I think it actually is a manifestation of laziness. This creator is technically curating interesting clips,
viral videos for us
online for people to kind of consume in one simple, easy package that they get to watch together with a girl that they might think is out of their league. You could do so much better, guys. Like, people, you're gauging girls on the wrong scale, okay? If you see a girl like this who is so vain and narcissistic, your response should be, this is repulsive, not attraction, okay? You need to shift your mentality about what is attractive. And her attitude, like, maybe that's why I'm like,
I agree.
Why do you think she's hot? I'm like,
yeah, I'm just talking looks. I'm not talking about anything else. Anyways, that's basically the situation up till now, I believe.
Well, I'll finish off my thought about the lazy thing. So yeah, you get curated content, right? But there are channels that do it right. Do you guys watch Today on Internet or Hello Internet or something? What is it? Your Daily Dose of Internet. Right. And so, great YouTube channel, and he gets permission, and he finds random clips and just puts them together in little bite-sized videos where I would never come across this random content, but he's actually doing a service, but he goes out of his way to get permission for it. And so that's the right way to do it. So Daily Dose of Internet, check that out, because I can see a point to someone doing that.
Funniest home videos.
Yeah, there we get that.
There's a big market for these. Fail army.
For someone just doing the work for you to find interesting content. Yeah. And so you could find the content yourself. Is it lazy? But like
I don't know. I don't know if that's right though.
Maybe it's not lazy because I would not want to risk, going through the sewerage of TikTok content to find interesting crap.
But
who would dare do that?
I don't know.
Only one of us is on TikTok here.
Well, technically I am too.
Yeah, but
who's lying here, guys? I don't know.
It's the business again. That's different.
So yeah, I can see why people watch it. If we can identify still a need, is there a better way to do it? Well, I guess just credit the creator and get permission, like Daily Dose of Internet, and then do your low tier stuff.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work and a lot of effort.
And clearly, she doesn't like putting in effort.
Yeah.
I mean, so okay. Look, I need to be honest, guys. Right? It does take effort, at least a bit, to stream for hours and stuff. I mean, it.
Oh yeah,
I just don't think it takes necessarily talent.
It doesn't take talent, but it is difficult to stream for hours. There's a reason why we don't stream that often. Like, I don't like streaming. This guy can stream. He can do all the streams.
No, but
everybody else doesn't want to do streams.
No, it drains me. Streaming drains me. There's a reason why I never be able to maintain it.
Yeah, but
I'm not a streamer.
You stream every Saturday morning.
Oh, so that's different because
it's not different.
I feel like I'm a co-host and I don't have to set it up and it's not all on me. And because it's a group of us on Friday Night Tights, we're all kind of it's not on me to keep the engagement constant.
Right.
And so I can just sit back, laugh with the guys, pipe up when I have something to say. And so that's great.
That is fair.
Yeah.
When you have to be the one responsible for how the video flows, that is way more draining than just
massively
chilling.
Massively.
But also, she says the same thing every single video.
That's what I was
think of. It's like, because Tyranth's, what would you say, conspiracy theory is that she's reading off a script. That they've just written responses for her. So she's not really watching the video. She's just going, wow, why would they do that? Just responses like that.
But guess what, right? There's actually a guy doing that where he has recorded himself separate on a green screen with reactions and just does generic reactions on top of TikToks and posts them as shorts on YouTube.
I hate those so much.
And the thing is, though, he gets millions and millions of views. I forget the name, but it was a YouTuber that exposed him for doing this, and it was the same YouTuber that exposed not the Kamikoto Knives, but it was the same company. The
Lord of the Trees?
Titles.
Established titles.
Established
Trees,
titles.
yeah.
So it was that YouTuber, and he showed this guy, and the guy is basically not even watching the content, just grabs his reactions and just slaps them on him. And so the stealing content stuff, it's happening a lot. Some put in more effort than others, and so their streaming is effort. And even, do you know the NPC meme cringe crap? They do it for hours. You can't say they don't put in effort. They're just brain dead.
Yeah, it's brain dead. That's
and it's easy in the sense that you don't need to use creativity. You're just going and being a meme, like, basically. And so same with her. But it is definitely low quality and low talent content.
Yeah. But the crux of everything is her doxing this guy.
Yeah.
That's the issue here. I mean, obviously all this stuff is another issue, but doxing is when you cross the line into a whole realm of other issues.
There should be zero tolerance on that. We'll have to see what YouTube does. I'm doubtful, actually.
I can go either way because there's so many large creators talking about this.
Yeah, but since when does YouTube give a crap about what the creators want?
Well, never, of course.
How many of us are saying don't get rid of the dislike button? We love it.
Literally everybody.
Everybody.
The entire internet.
We're saying we want to keep the dislike button.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah.
So that's where it's at the moment. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And as always, stay on watch.